Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I hope everybody is doing well today. We are going to do a little bit of mobility work today. If you have a foam roller, grab it. If you don't, that's okay. You can do a little bit of self-massage, or I will also give some substitute exercises that you can do. We just want to warm up our bodies a little bit before we start going into doing our mobility work. So foam rolling is a great way to do that. If you've already gone for a walk or done your workout, another type of workout for this morning, and you're already feeling warmed up, then you're good to go. Otherwise, just some dynamic movement. So when we're foam rolling our calves and things like that, you can absolutely be doing ankle pointing and flexing, ankle circles. When we're foam rolling our calves, or not calves, our quads and our hamstrings, you can be doing hamstring curls. You can be doing front taps or front kicks. The whole point is just to get your body moving a little bit before you start doing any mobility work. You also are going to need something to elevate your back foot just for a couple of exercises. You don't have to do this. If you're feeling comfortable as a yogi, you can always just grab your leg. The shorter, the better. So if you've got knee issues, or if you have any concerns, a shorter bench or a shorter step stool is going to be easier than a tall one. It's just for a couple of exercises when we're doing a little bit of hip work. And I want to say there was something else that you might need. You can always use a chair for a couple of the exercises to sit if you don't want to stand, or to do a little bit for stability. We do have a section where we are standing, and there is going to be some balance work while we are doing our standing exercises. So we're going to have a little music today, but I want to keep it kind of quiet and in the background. Oh, I know what you need. If you have knee issues, or if you are on wood flooring or hardwood flooring, definitely grab something to put underneath your knees. A pillow would work. I have a foam pad, like an Airx pad. I just got the generic version, but an Airx pad, just 1-inch cushion, something to put underneath your knees. I know I tried to do a couple of these exercises last night on my floor downstairs, which is wood and a very thin carpet with no cushion. My knees were not happy about the situation. So definitely consider putting something under your knees for a couple of the exercises, or for a lot of the exercises if you need to. It just depends on you and your knees and what you're comfortable with. I have learned that as I am getting older, my knees it's not that they're hurting me or bothering me, but just kneeling on them in a couple of the positions just doesn't feel very good. I want you to be able to focus on the stretching and the exercising today. So I'm going to grab my foam roller. I'm going to grab my bench and have that set up. I have a Bosu. A Bosu would probably work too if you had something like that. We're just going to do an exercise where we're kneeling, and we're going to have our foot elevated on a bench behind us. So that's why shorter is better. You can do a couple of books and have your foot on a couple of books if that feels better for you. Some of you, if you have rolled up yoga mats, that might actually work out really well for a couple people too. So not quite sure what I want to do today. I think I am going to use my Bosu. And it's only for a couple of exercises, so it's not going to hurt anything if you choose to not use it. If you choose to not use it. And before we get started, I also want to mention, some of you have done mobility work with me before. This series is a little bit more challenging. There's a couple of the moves, a couple of the exercises that might be a little bit more of a challenge, a little bit of a struggle for you, and that is perfectly okay. I will try to offer you an option to try to do something different, but I want everybody to try it, because remember, we're pretty much doing everything once. So give it a shot one time. If you don't like it, or we need an option, then you're good to go. Make sense? I hope so. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with a little bit of foam rolling. So like I said, I'm going to do rolling. If you want to do something different, that's okay too. So for foam rolling, we're going to start with our calves, and you can lift up a little, and we're just going to roll back and forth. So this one is, we're trying to warm up the muscles. So this is less stretch. This is a little bit more getting it moving. You are welcome to do calf raises, toe raises, stuff like that. We don't want to go all the way behind our knee if we are doing foam rolling. Good, we're going to switch legs. So we're just going to do a point and a flex. We're going to do circles. So pointing, flexing, circles. So we want to just try to move the calf, warm it up a little bit. All right, so for those of us that are foam rolling, you're going to start. You're going to sit on your roller, hands are going to be back. You're going to roll your bum off, and we're just going to roll back and forth. If you are not using a foam roller, you're going to do hamstring curls. So just nice, good hamstring curls. So we're just trying to wake up those muscles. Again, we don't want to go all the way behind our knee. We just want to kind of try to massage the backs of the legs. Good. Now we're going to roll ourselves all the way forwards. So you can start to sit. One leg is going to cross over the other, and we're going to roll into this hip and just do a little forward back, getting the outside of our glute. If you are standing, you can do hip circles, or you can do side leg lifts just on that one side. We're just kind of trying to wake up the outer thigh, outer glute, really. Good, and now we're going to switch over and go over to the other side. So if you've got a Rollga, like I do, you're going to cross it over, and then there's kind of a little dip that you're going to have your hip in, so that this outer part, this outer head, kind of rolls into your glute. So a little figure four. Again, if you're standing, you're just going to do nice, good side leg lifts, or even hip circles. Good. Now we're going to roll over, and we're going to do our quads, so fronts of the legs. So Rollga, you're going to be on either side right here. You're just going to lie down into kind of a plank position. Little bit of a rocking plank, forward and back. If you are standing and you don't have a roller, then you can just do leg extensions. So you can just bend and straighten your knee, focusing on the straightening part. Or you can do just heel taps forwards. You can do front kicks. So if you've ever done cardio kickboxing with me, just doing some front kicks. If you're using the roller, make sure you go from where your quads, where your thighs meet your pelvis, and all the way down to your knee. So a little bit of everything. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it in. We're going to flip over onto our backs. We want to start lower part of our rib cage. So for my ladies, this is about where your bra strap is going to be. Gentlemen, you're just not going to go all the way down to your lowest ribs, but you're going to be just a little bit below your shoulder blades. You can have arms across your chest, and you're going, or behind your head, and you're just going to roll up and down a couple of inches. If you are standing, I want you to think about doing opening and closing with your chest, like if you're doing a chest fly or a rear delt. So we're just starting to wake up the chest and shoulders a little bit. You can do backward shoulder rolls. That's another really good one in here. So just kind of open, give yourself a hug. So open back, squeeze the shoulders together, give yourself a hug in front, just open and close. So remember, we're just trying to warm up. Good. We're going to bring it up. Now, if you've got a roller, this one's a little bit trickier to do. We're going to do a little bit of chest and bicep. So we're going to roll over onto our side. We're going to take our arm out, place our bicep on, and we're just going to go side to side, nice and relaxed. For those of you that are standing, you're going to take your arm out to the side and you're going to do shoulder circles. You can also do bicep curls. Good, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So if your arm was out, you're just kind of rolling it right here. I will say if you're using a Rollga like this one, it's going to feel a lot better, a little bit more comfortable than if you're using a traditional round roller. Just remember, you control the pressure. You control what you do. So you can make it a little bit easier or a little bit more challenging. Our arm is relaxed, our wrist is relaxed. Good, you can do just arm circles, forward and back. All right, let's bring it in. Go ahead and set the roller off to the side so that it's out of the way. Mine keeps wanting to attack me. Sitting or standing, we're going to do shoulder rolls. So we're going to start doing some shoulder rolls. We're going to start in a quadruped position, which is going to mean hands and knees. So let's go ahead, bring it over, hands and knees position. So we start in quadruped, which means hands and knees. That's going to be shoulders are over your wrists, shoulder width apart, hips over your knees, about hip width apart. So we just don't want to have our hands close together. We don't want to have them super far apart. We also want to make sure that we don't tuck our knees in towards our belly button and round our back. So just a nice good tabletop position is what we're thinking of. Our elbows stay straight here. So shoulders down, we brace our core so that we don't arch and we don't round. We find just a little bit of a tuck, so tailbone points to the wall behind you. We're going to start with shoulder rolls. So elbows are straight. We're going to think kind of shrug up by your shoulders. Then you're going to pull them back and down and then push yourself up. So shoulder rolls, up, back, and down, just like you would if you were standing. Take it down and bring it up. Good, we're gonna go the other direction. So now we're gonna roll and go the other way. It's a little tricky to do, a little tricky to think about, and we want to naturally kind of bend our elbows, but we wanna try not to. Good, we're gonna go backwards. 3 and 3. Good, let's go the other direction again. So it should be 3 forward, 3 backwards, and then 3 forward and 3 backwards. Good, now we're gonna take our right foot and we're gonna bring it up by our right hand, neutral spine. This is one where a hand on a chair might be a little more comfortable. And we're going to take it back into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And you might not be able to see, my knee does not go straight, and that's okay. Good, bring it back so we're in a half kneeling. Our knee isn't really far back. Take your right hand. You're gonna drop your elbow down towards the floor. And now we're going to open that shoulder towards the ceiling. It's okay if the knee goes out, just don't let the foot come off the floor. Good, let's do that a couple more times. So elbow down, up to the ceiling, open book, and then elbow down, and bring it up, open book. Good, we're gonna switch sides, hand down. Take your foot back, bring the other foot out in front, left foot to left hand. Again, just a nice good half kneeling stance. We're gonna rock it back into a hamstring stretch. And you'll see, again, my knee does not go straight, that's okay. Bring it back in, take that elbow, drop your elbow down. A little bit of a hold. Good, let's rotate, open the shoulder behind you, look towards the ceiling. Good, 2 more times. So elbow down and open book and elbow down and open book. Good, return that hand to the floor, going back to our quadruped, back to our hands and knees position. Shoulder down and back, brace your core. We're going to lift up into down dog. So bring the hips up, down dog, try to press the heels down, and then come back to our quadruped position. Let's bring it up again. So hips up, try to press the heels down, bring it in, and it's okay if they don't touch. Mine don't either. I'm pretty tight today. Good, and take it up and bring it down. We're gonna go for bird dog. Right arm, rotate it, palm up. We're gonna lift left leg. We're gonna reach it back. I want you to think about getting your fingertips and your toes as far away from each other as you can. Now we're gonna bring the elbow and the knee in together to meet. Take it back out again. Remember, palm up, elbow to knee, bring it in. Last time, take it out, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, switching sides. So now, take that arm out, rotate palm up, lift. Take your fingers and your toes as far away from each other as you can without arching your back. Let's bring it in, elbow to knee, and take it back out again. Good squeeze. Bring it in, take it out. And one more time on this side, bring it in, take it out, and we're gonna hold it, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Quadruped position. We're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna thread the needle, palm facing down, and we're gonna bring that shoulder and maybe your head down towards the floor. Good, bring it up, switching sides. We're gonna take palm down, rotate. It's okay if your hips don't go back to your heels. Bring it back in. Take that first hand underneath, thread the needle, palm facing up, head and shoulder are going to rest on the floor. Your other hand is going to go into an open book position, so both hands are touching each other. And now that top hand, you're gonna open your shoulder back behind you. Again, it's okay if your hips are not glued to your heels. Good, bring it in, come back up, thread the needle the other side, palm facing up, head and shoulder resting on the hand, your top hand meets the other, and you're gonna open that shoulder back behind you. Good, bring it back in. Coming back up to our hands and knees. Now we're going to sit our hips back a little bit. We're gonna take it down. We're gonna take our right hand into the small of our back, and we are going to open that shoulder back behind us. Switching sides, so hand in the small of the back or as close as you can get. Open that shoulder back behind you. Good, switching sides. Now we're gonna take that hand behind your ear and you're gonna open that shoulder back behind you. Good, switching sides, hand behind the ear. Open that shoulder. So we don't want to have the shoulder out and then the arm goes back. We want to open that shoulder behind you. Good, bring it in. We're gonna swing through into pigeon. So my left leg, I tuck my toe under. Gonna lift up a little bit, take my right leg, swing it to the left side, and then come down into pigeon. If you're not able to do that, no judgments. Just come into pigeon however you can. I'm going for a 90-90. You're gonna turn over and you're gonna fold forwards as far as you can. Now if this doesn't feel good, bend and bend until you can get into a comfortable position that doesn't cause pain or discomfort. Good, bring yourself in. This is one of the hardest moves for today. You're gonna come back, bring your feet in like you're gonna do a bridge. Option 1, you can have both hands on the floor. Option 2, one hand only. You're gonna pull that shoulder down. You're gonna try to lift up into a bridge. So you're gonna lift up and you're going to reach. 3, 2, 1, good, bring it down. We're going to go into our pigeon on the other side. So nice, good pigeon. So 90-90 if you can, rotate over this leg, fold yourself forwards. So I know that that last move doesn't always feel very good for some people. You can always just lift up into a bridge and take your arms out to the side for the chest stretch part of it. So that means upper body on the floor. Good, bring it up. Again, bring it in onto your bum, knees bent, feet flat. Again, you can try both hands on the floor or upper body on the floor. Pull the shoulder down, squeeze your glutes. We're gonna lift up into a bridge. I know this is a hard one. 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it all the way down. Let's give ourselves a little shoulder roll, a little wrist circles. We're gonna start our next series. So we're gonna do egg rolls. Egg rolls, egg rolls. So you're gonna hug your knees and we're gonna rock back and rock forwards. You gotta use a little abs and you gotta use a little momentum. So shoulders down, we're just gonna rock back and then rock yourself up. So rock back and rock yourself up. Legs out will make it easier. Legs in will make it a little harder. We're gonna try for 2 more. Do as many as you can. Last one. Good. We're gonna take it all the way down onto our backs. We're gonna take our right leg straight and we're gonna pull our left knee into our chest. Very important. Don't let your right knee lift up. Don't let your pelvis lift and don't let your low back lift. Good. Switching sides. So left leg is straight, right leg, we're going to pull it into the chest. Good. Switching sides. We're going to do a figure 4, but this is an unsupported figure 4. So we're going to grab our ankle and pull it in while we take our knee and we gently press it out. If this does not feel good for you, try doing just a traditional figure 4. But we want to think about gently pulling in and gently pressing out. Switching sides. So we gently pull in on our ankle and then we gently press out on our knee. And it's tricky, try not to yank that ankle in. Try to keep it pretty neutral. I flex my foot. That makes it a little easier for me. In 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. So we're gonna come up into dead bug position. Take your fists, place them next to each other, place them between your knees, between your thighs, low back into the floor, and we're gonna internally rotate our hips and then come back. So internally rotate and then back. So we don't want to just take our legs apart. We don't want to just take our feet out. Really think, start from the hip, come back in. 2 more. Take it out and in. And this last time we're going to take it out and we're going to hold it and release. Let's take our right leg straight. We're going to pull the left leg in and we're going to just straighten and bend our knee. Flexing your foot is going to make this a little more challenging. I want you to give it a shot. And again, your knee does not have to straighten. That's not our goal. It is eventually, but for right now, last one, it's just a good stretch. Let's switch sides. So left leg is straight, right leg, pull it in. Good. Flex your foot, lift and lower. Just bend and straighten your knee. Now pulling your leg farther in is going to make this harder. So try to think about grabbing so that your knee is above your hips. Good, 2 more. Make it a little easier for you. Last one. Hold it. Good. All right, this is one of our hard ones. Hands, palms facing down, kind of down by your hips. Low back pressed into the floor. And I want you to think about hovering your legs. Lift and then lower. So lift and lower. This is ab work. It's okay if your lower is halfway down. Do what you can. This is our floating, unsupported leg lifts. Good, 2 more. 2 and 1. And then this is one of our hardest moves. Arms overhead. You can start here. I want you to bring the legs up, and I want you to get your legs as far over your head as you can. And it's okay if you're here and you have to hug. This is okay, right? It is. So bring it up. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, and we're just going to take it out, and we're going to rest. And I know some of you are probably looking at me like that woman is insane. Remember, this is okay too, right? It is. It really is. Or even out here. It's okay. All right. Let's roll ourselves up. We're going to go into a child's pose position. Child's pose position. So I warned you, this one's a little more challenging. So child's pose in this one, some of the exercises are similar, but I want you to reach those hands out. So I want you to think somebody's pulling your hips back, and then your fingers are pulling yourself forwards. And now we're going to start walking our hands over to one side, and I want you to go until you feel like your torso is tight. So it's kind of like you almost get caught. That muscle doesn't want to go any farther, and we're just going to hold it. Good, and now we're going to walk ourselves over. So as we're walking, we're still walking our hands out as far as we can. And then I want you to go again until you feel like you're kind of stuck. I don't want you to feel pain and discomfort, just a good tug and a good pull. Good, let's bring it back into the center. Keeping our left hand reaching out, take your right hand into the small of the back. And we're going to open that right shoulder towards the ceiling while we take that left armpit down towards the floor. Return to center, switching sides. Left hand into the small of the back, open the shoulder. Right armpit is going to drop down towards the floor. Return to center. Take that right hand lightly behind the ear, open book. And again, left armpit goes towards the floor. Switching sides, right arm out, left hand lightly behind the ear, open. Good, release it, bring it back into the center. We're going to bring ourselves up to a plank position. And I really want you to try to do a good plank position on your toes. Option 1, you're going to heel rock here. Option 2, right leg crosses over the left. Heel rocks, just a couple. Try to do 2 or 3. Aim for 5. Good, switching sides. Good, ankle rocks. Aim for 2 or 3. Try to do 5. Good, and now we're going to take our legs a little bit wide, and I want you to drop your hips down and try to come up into an up dog position. If this does not feel good, come down onto your forearms for Sphinx. The higher you go, the more challenging this is. The lower your upper body is, the easier this will be. Good, let's go ahead and sit back. We're going to roll the shoulders. We're going to give our wrists some circles, give them a little bit of love. We've got two more series we're going to do. This next series is the one where you want to have a box, if that is an option for you. Again, the lower, the better. So we're going to start with a half kneeling stance. So just one foot in front of the other. We've done this one quite a bit. We're going to do our tuck our tail, squeeze our glute, and then we're going to go forward into a hip stretch. And now we're going to rock it back into a hamstring stretch. So the hip goes to the heel, we start to straighten. Good, bring it back up, tuck, squeeze, little push forwards. Take it back, and again, sit back, hamstring stretch. One more time, tuck and squeeze. Go forward, we don't want to lean, we want to keep that tuck and that squeeze, take it back. Hamstring stretch. Good. We're going to take this half kneeling stance with our back foot on a bench, on a step stool. I'm going for my Bosu. The farther forward your foot is on your bench, that's going to make it easier. This bends your knee quite a bit more. We want hip over knee. We're going to tuck our tail. We're going to squeeze our glute. We're going to add a little extra stretching to our quads. We're going to go arms up, take it back, arms down. Arms up and arms down. This is also one where you want to have something under your knee. I've got probably about a half inch, quarter to half inch of cushion, and I still kind of feel this. Good, last one. And then take it back. Keep your tuck, keep your squeeze, reach corner to corner, one side then the other. If you don't want to put your foot up on something, that's okay too. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that back foot off of our bench. We're going to keep our half kneeling stance. We're going to open this leg as close to 90 degrees out as you can get. This hip is pointing forwards. Gently press this knee out if you want to. We're going to add a little side bend, and we're going to add in an ankle rock forwards and backwards. It's tempting to want to turn. Try not to turn. We're getting a deeper inner thigh stretch here. Good. Couple more. 2 and 1. Good. Same thing. We're going to take this leg. We're going to bring it in 45 degrees. Press that knee out to the side. Just press and in. Press and in. Good, couple more. 2 and 1. All right, we're gonna bring it in, switching sides, kind of give that knee a little bit of a break. We're gonna start with our half kneeling, hip flexor stretch. So we're gonna tuck our tail, squeeze our glutes, and we're just gonna do a gentle forwards. And then we're going to sit our hips back, hamstring stretch. Your range of motion will likely be different than mine, and that's okay. As long as you're getting a little hip stretch, and then we're sitting our hips back. Good, bring it up again, tuck. Little push forwards, take it back, hamstring stretch. One more time, tuck and squeeze, push it forwards, take it back, and we're gonna stretch. All right, we're gonna go for our foot, our back foot on that box if you want to. Again, you always have the option to not have your back foot on the box. So we're gonna tuck and squeeze. We're gonna bring it up, we're gonna push forwards a little bit, and then we're gonna bring it back. So a little push forwards, and a little bring it back. So keep that tuck and that squeeze, forward and back. Couple more of these. So forward and back. Last time, forward and back. Neutral position. Keep the tuck, keep the squeeze. Diagonal reaches corner to corner. So a little torso movement. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring it up. We're going to release our foot off of that box behind us. Bring it into the center. We're going to take this leg. We're going to open it 90 degrees or as close as we can get. Keep the tuck in the squeeze. Option to gently press that knee out. Nice, good side bend. And we're going to press the knee out and come back. So this is a lot to think about for you. Right here is okay. Out and back. Good. 2 and 1. Let's bring it in. We're going to take it so it's about 45 degrees. Hip is still pointing forwards, tuck and squeeze. And again, we go out and we bring it in. Go through a range of motion that feels okay for you. You might find that one side, this is a lot easier than the other. And that's pretty normal. Good. 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and bring it in. Carefully come up to a standing position. So deep breaths, shoulders down and back, ribs are tucked. We're gonna reach back, basket weave the fingers if you can, pull your shoulders down and back, and then we're gonna start to add a lift. We wanna make sure we don't arch and that we're not rounding. So just nice and tall, reach the hands back. This is our chest opener. For this series, it's okay to be near a wall or to be near a chair if you need something to hold on to. Good, now we're gonna take those hands, we're gonna place them not in the small of our back, but we're gonna place them on top of our pelvis. Shoulders down and back. I want you to actually think about using your hands to push your pelvis down and forwards, and then we're gonna push our hips forward just a little bit. So we shouldn't be feeling pain or discomfort in our low back. We should be feeling like we're pushing our hips forwards. So our hands are pushing our pelvis down to tuck, and then we bring it in. We're gonna do a hamstring stretch. We're gonna take right foot, cross it over the left. A little different than what we normally do, shoulders down and back, we're gonna go straight down. So instead of rotating like normal, we're just gonna go straight down, reach for the toes. Bring it up, switching sides. So cross it over, shoulders down and back, push the hips back, forward fold. And try not to fall over, right? Good, bring it up. We're gonna do our figure 4 if you can. It's our cradle. And this time, instead of pulling one in and one out, we're gonna just try to lift up. So if you can, we're gonna grab and we're going to try to lift it up and in. You can be back against a wall. You can do a more traditional figure 4 if you'd like. This one is a challenging one. Good, switching sides, nice and tall. And again, we're just gonna try to do a pull. The hard part is just finding a way that's kind of comfortable for you. I like these standing ones just because it is a balance challenge. Again, here is okay, we got this. Set it down, we're gonna shake it out. We're gonna take our right leg, stand tall on the left, and we're just gonna do good forward and back swings. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, switching sides, same thing. Nice and tall, forward and back. Again, we have to stand tall on our opposite leg. Hold on to something if you need it, but the challenge is to work on our balance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in, shake it out a bit. We're gonna do leg swings, front to back. You can have your hands on a wall, just make sure we don't hunch. We're gonna stand tall, take it out, and cross. If you need to, try having your hands out to the side. It's okay if your out and cross is here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in, shake it out. Same thing on the other side, arms out, cross, and open. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lose my balance a little. All right, last exercise. We're gonna take our leg up, and this is a little bit of a knee. This is our egg beaters. Egg beaters. Good, other direction. Set it down, switching sides, so nice and tall. Just circle from the knee, using your feet, beat the eggs. Good, other direction. Bring it in, shake it out. All right, we're just gonna take a nice deep breath in and exhale. A couple more times, big breath in and exhale. Last time, big breath and exhale. And you are all done, all done. I do want you to give yourself a nice good pat on the back for this one. Like I said, some of the moves are a little bit more challenging than what we've done in some of my other mobility videos and classes. If this one was too much for you, it's okay. Do what you can, or go over to my mobility playlist. There are some other mobility drills in there that might be a little bit more comfortable for you, that might feel a little bit better. Give them a shot, see what you think. I've got a few short ones, and I've got a couple of longer ones if you would like. Let me know what you thought about this class. Just leave a comment down below. If you have any thoughts about what kind of classes you would like to see on Saturdays, if you want more mobility, less mobility, strength training, boot camp Tabatas, lots of options, just go ahead and let me know in the comments. And remember to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because that will let you know anytime I post a new video or the next time I go live, which will be next Saturday. And go ahead and check out my website. I have a ton of videos that you can look at, and I also offer live classes Monday through Friday from 8 to 8:45 Central Time, and I have the recordings for those as well. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in class. Bye.